Imagine this, a group of battle-hardened Navy SEALs, known for their unbreakable toughness and elite physical prowess, decide to haze the new female recruit as a light-hearted joke during their intense training session, thinking she'd crumble under the pressure of their macho gym challenges. But oh, how the tables turned in the most jaw-dropping way possible when she stepped up to the bench press bar loaded with a staggering 450 pounds, her muscles rippling with quiet determination as she gripped the cold metal, lowered it smoothly to her chest with flawless form, and then exploded upward in a single, powerful rep that echoed through the room like a thunderclap, leaving the entire squad of seasoned warriors frozen in stunned silence, their smirks wiped clean as they realized they were in the presence of a true powerhouse who shattered every stereotype and proved that strength knows no gender, inspiring a wave of respect and rethinking among the elite forces. Truly a moment that reminds us all that underestimating someone can lead to the most epic comeuppance. So hit that like button if you've ever surprised the doubters, and subscribe for more unbelievable stories of triumph. Picture this, folks, long before that epic bench press moment that left a room full of Navy SEALs with their jaws on the floor, our heroine, let's call her Sergeant Elena Ramirez for the sake of this tale, was just an ordinary kid growing up in a gritty neighborhood where survival meant being tougher than the streets themselves, dodging the kind of troubles that would break most people but only forged her into something unbreakable. She wasn't born with silver spoons or fancy gym memberships, no. Elena started her journey in a rundown garage gym her dad pieced together from scrap metal and second-hand weights, where the air smelled of rust and determination, and every lift was a rebellion against the doubts whispered by everyone around her, from school bullies who mocked her for being too tomboyish to well-meaning family members who urged her to pursue safer paths like nursing or teaching. But Elena had fire in her veins, inspired by stories of trailblazing women like Ronda Rousey and Serena Williams, who shattered ceilings with sheer willpower. Fast forward through years of relentless training, waking up at dawn for runs through pouring rain, flipping tires bigger than she was, and pushing her body to limits that doctors said were impossible for someone of her frame, all while juggling a full-time job at a local warehouse to fund her dreams, because nothing worth having comes easy, right? And then came the call to serve, enlisting in the military not for glory, but to prove to herself that she could stand shoulder to shoulder with the best, undergoing grueling boot camps where instructors screamed in her face, trying to break her spirit. But Elena thrived on the chaos, turning every push-up, every obstacle course, into a stepping stone toward that fateful day in the SEAL training facility. It wasn't just about physical strength, it was mental fortitude, the kind that comes from overcoming personal demons like the loss of her father to illness, which only fueled her to lift heavier, run faster, and fight harder, transforming grief into gains that would one day silence a squad of elite warriors. As she prepared for that challenge, Elena knew the SEALs saw her as the underdog, the punchline to their joke, but deep down, she carried the weight of every woman who'd been underestimated before her, ready to flip the script in the most spectacular fashion. Stay tuned for the blow-by-blow of that legendary lift, and if this backstory hits home, smash that like button and share your own origin stories in the comments below, because every legend starts somewhere humble. Now, in the electrifying aftermath of that mind-blowing 450-pound bench press that echoed like a victory cry through the sterile halls of the SEAL training compound, the once smirking squad of battle-tested operators found themselves in a whirlwind of awe and self-reflection, their egos momentarily deflated as they surrounded Elena with a mix of high-fives, backslaps, and genuine apologies for their ill-conceived prank, realizing in that instant that true strength isn't measured by gender or bravado but by the unyielding grit that pushes someone to defy the odds when the world bets against them. The video of the lift, captured on a shaky smartphone by one of the stunned SEALs, went viral almost overnight, racking up millions of views across social media platforms, sparking heated debates in comment sections about women in combat roles, with supporters hailing Elena as a beacon of empowerment and critics scrambling to downplay her feat, but facts don't lie. 450 pounds is no joke. Equivalent to benching a grand piano or 2 full-grown grizzly bears, a lift that put her in the elite 1% of power lifters worldwide, male or female. But the real magic happened behind the scenes. Elena's triumph rippled through the ranks, inspiring policy discussions at the highest levels of the military about inclusivity and equal opportunities, leading to increased recruitment drives for women in special forces and specialized training programs designed to harness diverse talents, while Elena herself rose through the promotions, not riding on that one moment but earning every stripe through missions that tested her mettle in real-world scenarios, from covert ops in hostile territories to humanitarian efforts in disaster zones, where her strength saved lives and built bridges. Years later, she turned her experiences into a best-selling book titled Lifting Limits, From Underdog to Unstoppable, touring the globe to speak at TED Talks and motivational seminars, empowering young girls in underprivileged communities to chase their dreams with the same ferocity, reminding them that the heaviest weights aren't always on the barbell, they're the doubts we carry inside, and conquering them starts with 1 rep at a time. This legacy isn't just about muscles, it's about reshaping perceptions, breaking barriers, and proving that when you challenge the status quo, the world has no choice but to adapt. So if Elena's story fires you up, drop a comment on how you've overcome your own challenges, subscribe for more tales of real-life heroes, and remember, the next legend could be you. Alright, let's dive deep into the sweat-soaked, muscle-burning world of Elena's rigorous training regimen that transformed her from a determined underdog into the unbreakable force who would one day hoist 450 pounds like it was nothing, starting with those early mornings in her makeshift garage gym where the sun hadn't even risen yet, and she'd be there alone with her thoughts, blasting motivational playlists through battered headphones as she attacked the weights with a ferocity that could intimidate a lion, beginning with basic compound lifts like squats and deadlifts to build a rock-solid foundation, progressing to advanced powerlifting techniques under the guidance of a grizzled old coach she met at a local competition, a former Olympian who saw the spark in her eyes and pushed her beyond limits she didn't know existed, incorporating periodization cycles where she'd alternate between high-volume hypertrophy phases to pack on muscle mass and low-rep strength blocks to maximize her 1-rep max, all while tracking every session in a worn-out notebook stained with chalk and determination. Nutrition played a starring role too, folks. Elena swapped junk food for meticulously planned meals of lean proteins like chicken and fish, complex carbs from sweet potatoes and oats, and heaps of greens to fuel her engine, supplementing with creatine, protein shakes, and beta-alanine to enhance performance without cutting corners, because she knew shortcuts lead to dead ends. And let's not forget the mental game, where she visualized success during meditation sessions, repeating affirmations like "I am unstoppable" to combat the creeping doubts that whispered during those brutal plateaus when progress felt stalled, pushing through injuries like a tweaked shoulder from overzealous overhead presses by incorporating rehab exercises and mobility work with foam rollers and resistance bands. As her enlistment approached, Elena amped up the military-specific drills, rucking with a 50-pound backpack through rugged trails to simulate combat loads, mastering pull ups until she could bang out 20 in a row, and even shadowboxing to sharpen her reflexes, all culminating in mock challenges where she'd outlift her male training partners who started respecting her hustle instead of questioning it, setting the stage for that explosive encounter with the SEALs that would redefine what elite looks like. This montage isn't just about reps and sets, it's a testament to the grind that forges diamonds from coal. So if you're inspired to hit the gym, like this video, grab your weights, and remember, every champion was once a beginner who refused to quit. Stay tuned for how Elena's mindset turned obstacles into opportunities. Now, Imagine the chaos unfolding in real time as that smartphone footage of Elena's earth-shattering 450-pound bench press hit the internet like a digital tsunami, starting with the SEAL who filmed it, let's say Petty Officer Jake Thompson, uploading it to his personal social media with a caption like, "Thought we'd prank the new girl, she pranked us instead." Beast mode respect, never expecting it to explode beyond his circle of buddies, but within hours, shares skyrocketed as fitness influencers reposted it with fire emojis and commentary like, "This is what breaking barriers looks like," propelling it onto trending pages where algorithms did their magic, boosting visibility to millions who were glued to their screens, debating in real time whether it was real or staged, with skeptics demanding slow-motion breakdowns to analyze her form-perfect arch, controlled descent.